This teaching will be the most proliferate lesson I have ever taught. Some biblically weak Jesus believers will call it blasphemy, but as always, it's just the heterodoxical truth. There are more than one law written about in Scripture. The Law of Moses, also known as the Mosaic Law or the Torah, is a complex and multifaceted set of laws and regulations that were given to the Israelites by God through Moses. It can be divided into three main categories: moral law, ceremonial law, civil law. Now for the Gentiles, some of those laws we are not required to keep, Romans 2:12-29. But nowadays, the only law everyone is to keep are the Ten Commandments. Romans 2:14, for when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves. Here's my first heterodoxical truth: the Ten Commandments are not the law Jesus fulfilled. What? That's pure blasphemy. How dare you tell people such a heinous lie? The Ten Commandments are written for the only sin God acknowledges, that's the sin of unbelief. John 16:9, of sin, G 2:66, positivity unbelief, because they believe not on me. What the church chose to hide from people is the true law of God. In Genesis 26:5, we see that law written. Genesis 26:5, because that Abraham obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. But wait a minute, according to biblical chronology, there was a span of approximately 430 years between the time when God made the promise to Abraham in Genesis 26:5 and the time when he gave the Ten Commandments to Moses on Mount Sinai. So what laws? Genesis 15:6, and he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. Paul quotes Genesis 15:6 in both Romans 4:3 and Galatians 3:6 to emphasize the concept of justification by faith, using Abraham as an example. In Romans 4:3, he states, for what does the scripture say? Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Similarly, in Galatians 3:6, he says, so also Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. The law is belief. John 16:8, and when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin, G 2:66, positivity unbelief, and of righteousness, and of judgment. The Greek word of redefined positivity unbelief is hamartias, or, the mental assents of the Ten Commandments. For a bona fide child of God, keeping the Ten Commandments is a sin of unbelief.